You can get, you know, 100,000 hits under one postage stamp. Well, for somebody who's trying to control something that they look upon like nerve gas or something, a weapon, quote, weapon, with that kind of a description makes people very nervous indeed. And so it came out of that.
So why do you think psychedelics are so threatening to these establishments?
Because they produce unexpected ideas and conclusions. That's what strange politics does. You know, you go in a Freemason and Republican, and you come out, God knows what, a polyamorist and an anarchist or something like that.
You talk about the dominator culture in your books. What do you think that has any reasons why these plants have been made illegal?
Yeah, because they nibble away at the edges of orthodoxy. I mean, once you get the idea that a mushroom can talk to you in your native language and propose various things, life never looks quite the same again, you know. I mean, in a sense, you could say civilization was the journey from fairyland to scientific materialism. Well, then there you are. You think you've conquered scientific materialism, but here's a mushroom, here's a vine, here's a morning glory, and they all give you a message back that is just so peculiar, you don't know what to do with it. Well, there's a lot of evidence and discussion about whether or not it gives you telepathic powers or science fiction-like powers. This could be. I mean, two brains 6 feet apart are both biochemical oscillators. It would not, I wouldn't consider it a miracle if it were found that brains floating in ayahuasca have a kind of supernatural connection. And if the tendencies of past history are to continue, that's what it would have to be, that we're on the brink of designing drugs, of moving our technological design process to a point where we can actually design drugs that extract power from them we never had or dreamed of before. And that would carry us well beyond the Industrial Revolution. I mean, that would be the new world.
And just again, briefly, your recent journey, facing whatever it is that you've faced, death, whatever. I mean, has there been any revelations for you about your journey, about death, about where you're going?
You mean you're referring to the fact that I have glioblastoma multiforme, which is a form of brain cancer? Well, I wish I could say I'd had more insight into death. I've had a fair amount of insight into dying, which I find a very alarming prospect. Death itself is so far beyond ordinary experience. The threat of dying doesn't really move you toward understanding it. Death is the great mystery around which religions are built, and being able to say, I know what it is, I know how it works, is the way you start a congregation and get a little community going. I would say the big surprise for me was I'm not afraid of death the way I thought I would be. It's just such an intellectual question mark that you just move to the next page because there's nothing to be said about death except that it seems to last rather a long time.
If you have one thing that you wanted to say to people from all your learnings that you've had, through your life, what would that one message be to someone?
That following your own curiosity is a better method for exploring the world than any of the methods offered. Sheer curiosity is the thing that I've always let carry me along, and I have no regrets about any of this. I think it's worth the life to put these issues in front of people.